Now, even as the entire country is attempting to digest the horror of the spate of crimes against women that took place on New Year's Eve, what's equally shocking is a video that's now surfaced on the internet. In a video which is labelled unbelievably a prank, a young Delhi boy who goes by the name of Crazy Sumit can be seen approaching women on the street. He stops them as if to ask them something, then suddenly kisses them and makes a run for it. Now, after massive outrage, he's deleted the video and also posted an apology. But the question is an apology enough? The Delhi police claims an investigation has begun, but they're yet to find this sexual deviant. Despite the anger gripping the entire country, such molesters are brazenly posting their crimes on the internet and even showing off about them. And more importantly, such acts can also adversely affect the mindset of impressionable children to follow in their barbaric footsteps. The question that needs to be asked is it time to put a stop to such predators? And for that, everyone who stands around and mutely watches such crimes needs to wake up and act.
ये दिल्ली पुलिस के नोटिस में आया है और ये मीडिया के जरिए भी ये नोटिस में हमें आया है और जो टेक्निकल पार्ट ऑफ इन्वेस्टिगेशन है, जो इंक्वायरी है, वो हमने शुरू कर दी है। इसमें कुछ तो ये जो विभत्स किस्म का वीडियो है जो फेसबुक पे और यूट्यूब के भी कुछ लिंक्स पे अवेलेबल है, उसकी भी जांच हम कर रहे हैं और साथ ही एक अपॉलॉजी भी पोस्ट किया हुआ है।
You can call in and share your views on this topic. The fact that a man thinks it's an internet trend, thinks it's cool possibly to assault a woman out of the blue and posts it onto the internet to show off about the same. Our first caller is a Bengalurian. Matthew, go ahead.
Excuse me?
Yeah, it's really disturbing. What has to be done is this guy has to be stripped to the bare minimum and he has to be paraded on the streets of Delhi. And that particular video has to be made viral so that, you know, guys who try to replicate these things should get a stern warning what they are going to get and what is in store for them. And strict action has to be taken. It should be really put behind bars.
Absolutely, and that is the need of the hour, to send across a strong message to such youngsters who believe that it's a trend, it's cool to assault women out of the blue. MK Bhatt calling in from Kashmir. Mr. Bhatt, your view on this subject? Mr. Bhatt, if you can hear me, go ahead. All right, we'll continue taking your calls, but let's go across to our correspondent Shalini Lobo, who's joining us live from the national capital. Shalini, these visuals are disgusting to say the least, and it really exposes the kind of mindset that several youngsters, not just in the capital but across the country, hold, that it's cool, that it's fashionable to assault women out of the blue, and to post this kind of a video openly and believe that he can get away with it really shows that there is a serious problem in this country.
Yes, this is not fascinating, this is not funny, it's a prank, it's a disgusting prank, and obviously sexual assault out there when you're just standing there, someone comes talking to you and then kisses you and runs away. Two people to be blamed, the man going by Crazy Sumit, the man who's kissing the women, and the man shooting the entire thing on camera. I have with me two young women here, and let's see what they have to say about this. What do you have to say about such kind of sexual abuse as a prank and going out on YouTube, which is a social media platform?
That's not at all funny, and it's like it involves many factors. Like people should not like that anymore on YouTube. Even they are appreciating it, and it's going more on. It's going on more.
And not even just that. If he is doing that kind of prank, people should not just stand and look at it. It's not funny. Because it's not a prank.
So the women he went up to and kissed, we can see that video, the women he went up to and kissed were shocked. They were taken aback that someone could misbehave with them to such an extent. So what would you do if in case you have been in a compromising situation such as that? What would be your instinct, and how do you think, what do you think we should do? What is the need of the hour for women's safety?
Firstly, the people, if something like that happens to us, should stand up for that. For example, if someone comes to me, I have my defense education done, so I know how to get up and beat that guy or do something and not be in a shock at that moment and take instant reactions, and reactions should be more
So reflexes should be more. Women should go into self-defense. Women should carry some kind of like a pepper spray or a small weapon with them and move about. That's what young women here have to say. Another factor a lot of young ladies put out is lack of awareness when it comes to sexual education, when it comes to awareness, when it comes to and even these women with me were interestingly pointing out that everywhere the girl is blamed. No matter what happens, the girl is blamed. Is that a belief, as you mentioned earlier, that something?
Yeah, everywhere the girl is blamed for like no reason. It's like it's a prank, but still the girl is blamed because it's not funny. It's not funny anymore. But people are finding it funny. I don't know for what reasons.
This is what they have to say. Not a funny prank. It's something he should be ashamed of.
Absolutely.
Something that a lot of people. This has sparked massive outrage amongst people, Akshita.
And this boy who's posted the video has apologized, but does it have to go beyond that to send a message really to society? As we pointed out earlier, you know, impressionable youngsters who see this will also follow the same trend, thinking that it's cool to do something like this, to go out there and assault an innocent woman and think that they can get away with it, post the video and go viral, become popular. Padmaja Joshi, our editor, is now joining us live from Bengaluru. Padmaja, you know, the last one day you've been in Bengaluru, especially after that spate of incidents that we've seen come to light. What really is the mood there? Are women really feeling unsafe, especially after seeing those very disturbing CCTV visuals?
Well, Akshita, you know, the problem with a prank like this is that to even call something like kissing a woman without her consent a prank makes it, seems to legitimize it, because it's not a joke that you actually reach out to a woman and touch her, actually kiss her. Let me ask a couple of ladies here who are, participating interestingly in this self-defense workshop. A number of responses that we've seen in Bengaluru to what has happened over the last few days of women being assaulted. In other parts of the countries, you know, because assault happens in many ways, women being violated. For example, there's this one man who seems to think it's funny, it's a prank to go up to women and kiss them without their consent. Do you think this is a prank?
No, I don't think it's a prank, especially in the light of the recent events when it's scary enough being a woman walking down the road and you have people who are actually interested in molesting you or harassing you or, catcalling you, and that's scary enough as it is. And when someone treats it as a prank, you're kind of taking the value away from how horrible it is. And you are making it seem like something that's funny. And I think it's time to stop treating things like this as a joke, because it's always seen as a joke. Boys will be boys, and I don't think it's a prank. I think it's absolutely disgusting, to be
well, actually, it's an assault, and let's be very clear about it. Despite an apology, the kind of example that this has sent, what is the kind of message you think something like this? It makes it almost seem that touching a woman, kissing a woman is harmless. It's a joke.
Exactly. What you're doing essentially is normalizing something like this, saying it's okay as long as it's a joke, it's fine, but it's not. As long as there is no consent, you are not allowed to touch a person, whether it's a man, woman, or anybody else. So what we're trying to essentially say is stop. Just recognize what consent is, and just make sure the person you are touching, the person should be okay with what you're doing to them. And something like this, despite an apology, cannot be considered okay. Legal action needs to be taken against a person.
Absolutely.
Like this.
Especially interesting what you say, because even in the case of what happened in MG Road, Brigade Road, there were a lot of people who argued that perhaps they were just young men who were trying to greet the women who were present there, which again, without their consent, is nothing more than molestation. To think that someone would find a prank like this something to be laughed at is in itself very disturbing.
Absolutely. It all comes down at the end of the day to consent, Padmaja. The fact that someone believes that they can get away with this without the woman's consent, going up to her and kissing her and thinking that it's cool and that it will create an online trend. Let's go across to Pawan Dugal, a cyber expert who's joining us on the phone lines. Mr. Dugal, we're currently playing out a story that's very disturbing for women across the country. A youngster going by the name of Crazy Sumit, who's posted a video on the internet of him approaching unsuspecting girls, kissing them and then making a run for it. What action really can be taken against him?
See, when this gentleman has created those videos, and these are videos that he thinks is a prank, but from the strict interpretation of the law, he actually commits a crime. In fact, it's a crime when you publish content on the electronic form which is lascivious or which appeals to the prurient interest, or the effect of that prank or that electronic information is such as to deprave and corrupt the minds of those who are likely to see, read and hear the same. And in this case, it's no longer a prank. It is actually far more serious And this is a classical case where a case under Section 67 of the Information Technology Act 2000 needs to be registered because it's a crime. And that crime is punishable with 3 years imprisonment and 5 lakh rupees fine. Now, in case if you think it's a prank, you need to be careful that you should not be doing those pranks which are on the electronic format, which come within the ambit of the law, because the law has actually gone ahead and defined various activities as penal offences. And publishing obscene information is one such penal offence that people need to be extremely careful of.
And but you know, Mr. Duggal, what we've seen is no action whatsoever from the Delhi police. You've clearly stated that there are sections of the law by which this man identified as Crazy Sumit can be booked. Any sort of problems that the Delhi police can face in taking him into custody? Can he immediately be arrested for posting such a video?
Well, the fact of the matter is, since this video is obscene in nature, a case can be registered under Section 67 of the IT Act, and the police can arrest him, but the problem is in the law. The law makes this offence as a bailable offence, and that's a bigger problem. At a time when India is wanting to go towards the digital economy and a digital society, it's important. But these kind of offences need to be made as non-bailable.
And to keep a track, to really keep a track of the kind of videos that are being posted, because this is unbelievable that he posted this kind of a video and got away with it and now issued an apology, and there's no action really being taken against him. Mr. Duggal, thank you for speaking to India Today. A number of our viewers are also calling in now. Sandeep calling in from Bengaluru. Sandeep, what do you have to say about the visuals that we're playing out on our screens?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that neither am I promoting or taking responsibility of what this guy has been doing. But I'd just like to point out one thing, that, there are numerous videos people make on the internet daily on the different channel names. And this guy also I've been following for many days. And this guy seems to be really crazy. And especially considering what is happening in the country today, I would say that it's definitely not the right prank he could have done. And I'm sure he will regret what he has done. And I mean, especially, coming closer to a girl and, kissing her without her consent will definitely not go down too well. I'm not sure how he even got away doing that.
Absolutely, and that really is the question, Sandeep. Why hasn't action been taken yet, despite the fact that this video has been up for a number of days? Now, Sandeep, thanks for calling in. MK Bhatt from Kashmir also calls us now. Mr. Bhatt, go ahead, share your views.
Good evening. It is day by day becoming a serious problem. It is not serious, it's a serious problem. And we're watching every day, one way or the other, the women or forced women and students, girls are facing problems. This is very shameful for our nation, especially these young boys. And those politicians and lawyers are not careful about these situations, that they should take care about this. The politicians are enjoying the life in their palatial houses, and law people are unaware of these facts. Otherwise, I may say like that, these girls are facing frailty. Their name is woman. Fidelity. Their name is woman. They have to face it. But the students should be moralized, indecent minds of their families, and the respective students and other people, including the politicians and the lawmakers.
All right, Mr. Bhatt, thank you for calling in and sharing your views with us. Farhad calling in from Mumbai. Farhad, what do you have to say about this visual?
Yeah, this is absolutely shocking. This is like daylight. What's really going on? This man can be so visible in the video, and why is he not being arrested? What's happening? First Bangalore, then Delhi, and this is, these guys have to be just paraded on the streets, stripped naked and hit with a cane till they bleed black and blue. This is the only language these monsters understand, nothing else, nothing more. And, I really don't know what the government and the LG and all of them are doing. This is absolutely ridiculous. This does not even happen in Saudi Arabia.
All right, Farhad. Okay, all right, we get your point. Thank you for calling in and sharing your views with us. So, of course, everyone has condemned this kind of a video being posted on the internet, but there are several questions that also need to be raised. Why wasn't action taken against this boy when this video was posted? How was it allowed to go viral for so many days with nobody pulling it down, nobody blocking this particular video? Also joining us now is a viewer from Mumbai. Devendra, go ahead.
Yeah, hi. This is Devendra. I'm really shocked to see this kind of videos being posted online by these young men. I seriously believe that he should be arrested. I mean, just look at his audacity, that he is going ahead molesting women and posting these videos online. I mean, the cops should be arresting him.
Absolutely. Absolutely, and that is the need of the hour, to send across a strong message to these kind of youngsters who believe it's cool to approach a woman and, enter her privacy, enter her private space without her permission, without any consent. To all our reporters, to Padmaja as well as Shalini, thank you for joining us on this broadcast. Many of our viewers have been highlighting that at a time when we're seeing this spate of incidents, this kind of a video only invites more trouble. But the truth of it, the reality is that there is no correct time for such a video to come out, because it sends such a wrong message to society and also exposes the mindset of the youngsters and what leads to such crimes that we're witnessing today across the nation. With that, it's a wrap on this edition of the Bulletin. Do stay tuned to India Today.